For years, the forest kept its secret buried until two men stumbled into something no one was supposed to see. In 1992, two bikers cut through a remote stretch of forest in New South Wales. They thought they were alone, then something caught their eye, a pale shape poking out from under a pile of logs. It looked like a bone, but it wasn't just what they saw, it was how it was placed, almost like it had been left as a message. They turned around and got out fast. They didn't know it yet, but they had just uncovered something that was never supposed to be found. About 2 hours south of Sydney sits Belanglo State Forest, dense, isolated, and quiet. If locals talk about it, it's never in passing. In the early 90s, it looked like any other bit of bushland. Tourists passed through, most never looked twice. But between 1989 and 1992, 7 travellers vanished after hitchhiking along the Hume Highway, different years and different countries. There were no patterns. Then something surfaced. On September 19th, 1992, 2 men on dirt bikes were riding a narrow track through Belanglo. They noticed something strange on the path. Police came the next morning, and whatever had kept this place quiet just broke wide open. 2 bodies face down, partially buried, hands bound, deliberately posed. One had been stabbed more than a dozen times. The other had been shot 10 times, the wounds forming a perfect arc. Joanne Walters and Caroline Clark, British backpackers, last seen 5 months earlier. There was no explanation, but whoever did this wasn't panicking. They were rehearsing. News crews arrived, but behind the scenes, a specialized task force was quietly formed. Task Force Air. They divided the forest into search grids. Weeks passed. Then, on October 1993, 2 more bodies were found. A young German couple, Anja Habschied and Gabor Neugebauer. Gabor had been shot execution style. Anja had been decapitated. Her skull was never recovered. They too had been posed. But this wasn't just violence, it was a display. In November, police pushed even deeper into Belanglo. They uncovered 3 more victims. James Gibson, 19, Deborah Everest, 22, Simone Schmidl, 21. Each had gone missing years earlier. Each was found within shouting distance of the others. Each died differently, but the intent behind their deaths, identical. Then the first real curveball hit the task force. James Gibson's backpack and camera had been found long before, more than 75 miles away. Whoever was responsible had planted evidence. They weren't just hiding the crimes, they were telling a story. This was controlled, calculated, and they were getting better. There was one thread connecting the victims. They had all hitchhiked near the Hume Highway. So police dug into locals, those with weapons, with violent records, with strange reputations. One name kept rising to the top: Ivan Milat, a 49-year-old road worker, lived with his mother, loved weapons, drove a 4-wheel drive. There was no hard evidence until someone came forward. Someone who lived. In 1990, before any bodies were discovered, a British backpacker named Paul Onions was hitchhiking near Liverpool. A man named Bill picked him up. Charming, friendly, seemed harmless, until he pulled off the road, reached under his seat and drew his pistol. Paul didn't hesitate. He ran straight into traffic and dove into a moving van. He survived, told his story, and just like that, the lead vanished into the static. 3 years later, he saw a BBC segment on the murders. He called the Australian Embassy. "I think I know who you're looking for." On May 22nd, 1994, police raided Ivan Milat's home. They found a .22 rifle, matching bullets from the crime scene, camping gear, and foreign IDs, backpacks, sleeping bags, personal effects, and a map of Belanglo. Suddenly, everything they'd been chasing lined up perfectly. The courtroom saw 15 weeks of testimony, denial, and silence. Milat denied everything. The jury didn't need long, less than 3 days, and the verdict was in. 7 counts of murder, life, no parole. But the story wasn't over. Detectives kept going. There were holes where there shouldn't have been, and detail where there shouldn't be any. The graves were spaced just far enough apart. The methods evolved. It felt planned, layered. Some believed there were more victims. Others believed Milat wasn't alone. He never admitted to anything beyond what was proven, never said a word about the map, and when asked if there were more, He smiled. Ivan Milat died in 2019 from cancer. He took the truth with him, and the forest? Still open, still quiet, still guarding whatever else was buried there. People hike there, camp there, some go deeper than they should. And if you do, you might see a sign nailed to a tree. It reads, "Don't go into the forest alone." But it's not the forest you should fear. It's whoever's still out there, waiting. And if you're still thinking about the forest or wondering how many more are out there, you're not alone. Stay curious, stay safe, and whatever you do, don't follow the trail markers. See ya.